Hello, my name is Kelly Orndorff. I have prepared this presentation for the course Social Science Methods in Early Childhood. I will be explaining the Family Social Studies night I have planned for a second grade classroom. I chose this age group because of my recent experience volunteering at a local school with this specific age group. The night's theme is multicultural, with a focus on geography and global connections. I feel this theme is an important one for today's diverse group of students. The standards I will be using come from the California Department of Education under the section History, Social Science Content Standards. These standards guide instruction across the state, and the activities planned in this multicultural night align with Standard 2.2. Students demonstrate map skills by describing the absolute and relative locations of people, places, and environments. The second standard, students understand basic economic concepts and their individual roles in the economy and demonstrate basic economic reasoning skills, will also be supported during the night. To make this night truly a success, I will need the help of at least 6 cleared volunteers. Becoming a cleared volunteer at my school site involves a fingerprinting process that takes some time. I've planned this special night early on in the school year as a way to make connections with families, and I want to get the information out to parents as soon as possible. The first week of school, I'll send home a welcome newsletter introducing myself, announcing upcoming events, making families aware of the Family Social Studies nights, and the need for cleared volunteers. As a way to keep in touch with families, I will continue to mention the event and ask for volunteers in the weekly email that will go out. It will have an attached Sign Up Genius link. And then in September, I'll send home a newsletter informing parents of the details of the event and then asking them again for their participation as well as resources. Lastly, this reminder slip will go home the week of the event, thanking the families for their support and encouraging them to attend. The night of the event, balloons and a sign will be out in front of the school directing families to the science lab. I will welcome them at the door and direct them to the first activity, Let's Make a Map. This involves a school site map children and families will label and color. Families enter the science lab, the volunteers will escort them to a table and explain the materials. I chose this activity because I feel it will help students and families become familiar with the campus and provide an introduction to the social science concepts of maps, directionality, and landforms. Families will take the maps they made in the science lab and travel around the campus to 3 marked locations. I chose this activity so children can practice the skill of navigating a map and because it supports my goal of developing children's understanding that a mark on a map represents a real-life location. When families arrive at their destination, they'll find a decorated booth with a fun riddle to solve. I'm hoping to support new connections between families, cognitive development in the children, and demonstrate all of our similarities. Families will solve the riddle in exchange for a ticket. The concepts of producer and consumer are supported through real-life exchange in this activity, and then families will take their tickets and follow the map back to the science lab. Back in the science lab, families will exchange their ticket for a plate and get in line to taste small portions of new foods that represent the culture of our classroom. As families are eating, I'll have the slideshow playing of family pictures that one of our volunteers has put together. The second grade classroom that inspired my idea for this event was a group of very diverse students. Children may bring the foods to school, and I want to expose them to as many different types of food. That way we support our learning about others. The main event will be a cultural performance. In my experience, there are many students and families that are the perfect resource to help make this happen. I feel this performance will be a fun way to show the unique abilities of others and help them learn about the culture in our community. This type of performance may be a new experience for some families, and it is an activity that supports the concepts of global connections, citizenship, and culture. As a closure, I'll say a few words of thanks to all of the volunteers and the families that attended. Thank you for listening to my